there was a siege on Gaza for 16 years. I mean, the suffering had been going on for a very, very long time. Would there be, as a part of this deal, whenever it comes to pass, would there be a commitment to lift the siege, by the Egyptians, by the Israelis, with the influence of the United States of America?
So again, I don't want to speak to what this deal would look like if and when we get one. But if you go back to the principles that the Secretary outlined in Tokyo that we want to see govern Gaza going forward, one of the principles that he outlined was no ongoing siege of Gaza.
But, let me ask you about the food situation in Gaza. We saw that the Jordanian monarch himself went on a plane and was, or so they say, was basically they were dumping the food stuff and so on from an airplane. Why couldn't the United States do that? I mean, you guys have all these C-130s anyway that Jordan is using, Israel is using, everybody's using. Why not do it?
Every partner,
show the Palestinians a great gesture.
Sure. Every partner plays a different role and has different capabilities that they bring to bear. We are the leading donor of humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people. The United States just announced a significant new aid package of over $50 million of humanitarian assistance today that will go into Gaza. That said, there are other partners that bring other capabilities to bear, and we welcome the government of Jordan airdropping supplies in, and we'll continue to work with them on that. But we have our own ways of getting humanitarian assistance into Gaza.
And lastly, would the United States be prepared to deal with a sort of a super urgent situation if the ceasefire ever takes place? Because you have disease, you have problems, you have issues of shelter and so on, schools and all these things, to sort of accelerate beyond aiding UNRWA on your own, so to speak.
I don't understand. What was the last?
The question is, will the United States have any kind of its own initiative, so to speak, if the ceasefire takes place, if the hostilities cease? Do you talk in this building, do you discuss in this building ways and means to aid the Palestinians afterwards with possibly tents, with food stuff, medicine, emergency things?
Absolutely. So it would be a part of our ongoing humanitarian assistance that we've been providing to the Palestinian people. But as we saw in the last pause, the nature of a pause is it's safer for humanitarian assistance to move around inside Gaza, and so relief can get into the hands of the people that need it most. And because you alleviate some of that backlog that happens once you get humanitarian assistance through Rafah or through Kerem Shalom into Gaza, you then can get more of it in. So we would very much anticipate that during a pause or a temporary ceasefire, you would see increased humanitarian assistance come in, and of course the United States would play its role and its part, as we have from the outset, to try to get that humanitarian assistance in and make sure it's sustained.
Matt, is there anything you can point to back up the assertion that you just made in response to one of Saeed's questions that we're closer today than we were yesterday?